Okay, after the initial mixing of our dough, we've let it rest about 15 minutes, 20, maybe 20 minutes. Let's go back to it with a little bit more mixing. After we mix about maybe 2 more minutes, it'll start its first fermentation, which means our mixing and kneading is complete. And from there, it'll start to develop and proof. So what I like to do is to use a little bit of water on my hands as I finish the mixing to keep it from sticking. And I keep it inside the bowl. Instead of putting it out on the table where the tendency is to add more flour, that changes the formula. So let's keep it in the bowl. Keep a small vessel of water next to you just to wet those fingers so it doesn't stick. So I'll show you here. We're going to finish that mixing. After letting that dough rest, just that short time period of 15 or 20 minutes, we've had a noticeable development in the gluten structure. Now we have a little bit more strength of the dough. So let's continue to develop it here. Keeping it inside the bowl. With just a few strokes, this transformation happens quickly, going from a shaggy, kind of loose mess to something that's a little bit more tighter and smoother. So gripping the bowl with one hand and just rolling that dough up on the sides of the bowl, open fingers, and using that water to prevent it from sticking. Here we go, and we're just going to continue. Slow motion would look this way, rolling it up on the sides and releasing. Notice this transformation. And we're getting closer. A little bit more water on the fingers. We can roll it along the bowl, sides of the bowl, or up on the edge here, but just pushing it up and releasing it. But that's going to be what we need, just soft, gentle strokes, deliberate strokes on the dough to develop it. A little faster, here we go. And my hands are underneath that dough mass, rolling it up on the sides. Slower, and then we'll speed up. Here we go. We're almost there. Mixing the dough a little bit less than more will help to keep the pigments of the dough, the carotenoid pigments, intact, so we have a more robust colors. When you mix the dough more, say in a mechanical mixer, the more it's whipped, the more oxygen coming into it. Sometimes it'll bleach that color out, so you'll have a lot lighter color. Just a gentle hand mix is all you need. We're almost there. Looks good. I'm going to rest it here. Let's start that first fermentation, which means a proofing of the dough. I'm going to scrape down the sides, clean the sides of the bowl. Let's check the strength. You notice strength has improved quite